asking for help. So Jamie, I feel like I related so much with her, like in her, yeah.
She's great.
Yeah, so she said that we're horrible at asking for help, which is my number one thing that I'm working on right now. Understanding that I don't know it all, understanding that I do need to ask for help, and it's okay to ask for help.
Okay, so I left inspired today because while I was setting my intention for the day, I wanted to find someone in finance that can help me set me up financially as I plan out my entrepreneurial career. And I actually met 2 people today, so that was my big aha moment. I knew I bumped into someone that I haven't seen in 10 years. I asked her what she does for a living. She's a CPA and a financial planner for entrepreneurs. So I was like, okay, that's why I woke up today and decided to come to this event.
Okay, the top 3 is that sometimes we lose sight of whatever's in front of us, that we forget to look outside.
Right.
And that was like a main topic, even with the lady with the nonprofit. You know, she said, what's in between the nice cities? And that could relate to so many things, like what's in between everything that I'm doing. Well, how else I can impact the business, not only as a business owner, but as a woman, as a Latina woman at that, and young, a millennial. I'm not 30 yet, so I'm still young. So it made me feel like Bethany's so young. And then to hear other people speak about her, saying that it's not about herself. And I think I find value in that when you say, my purpose is bigger than me. And that's where I find the most value in this event.
Amazing.
Vision, I think vision is very important because without the vision, people perish. And this event, even though it wasn't focused on one specific topic on vision, I think everybody could agree that we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for vision and perseverance and all that. And connecting.
Okay, so as an entrepreneur, you go through a lot of loneliness. You go through a lot of insecureness as well, because you don't know if you're doing the right thing, if you're not, if this is the right path to go. And there's other women out there who are struggling through the same thing and who will help you. Like, oh look, I do a schedule. Okay, maybe I can incorporate certain things like meditation. I met a girl who the first thing she does, she meditates in the morning. And that's something I personally need to take time and take care of myself and meditate myself and make it happen so I can release my stress.
You know.
All right, that's it. You know, the big balance for 2019 is going to be I am going to start brand and my interior design company, and it's going to go live. It's going to go out to the public as a service, as something that I do and something that anybody can get advice on.
So one of the things that really impacted me about this event, the Females for Profit, wasn't something that I heard, but it was more something that I experienced. Like when you're able to get out of your comfort zone, when you're able to put others first. Like I literally haven't slept in like 2 days putting together the core conversation cards for this woman. And for me, it's like when I was doing all the details, I felt like, would they actually notice? Like, would this make a difference? Like all those thoughts came to my mind. And to actually be able to experience the impact of that, to me, that was like the biggest fulfillment. And I had people come to me throughout the whole event, telling me like, wow, this is so great. I was longing to connect with people in this way. What I love most about your conversations is that they were so deep. So it was just like, hearing all of that was like affirmation to me that I'm like on the right track. And I just have to keep going and get myself out there more, because people definitely need it, which we had 6. Was how do you balance being connected with others to being connected with yourself? And I feel like nowadays we have so much information out there. We have this expectation, like we have to be on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and putting content out there, and we're constantly consuming people's ideas and posts, but we're not really creating and we're not centering ourselves. So for me, like all those questions that I crafted were questions that I would love for someone to ask me, and questions that I have had to ask myself those questions so that I can get the answers, because I believe that the quality of your life is dependent on the quality of the questions that you ask yourself. If you ask yourself great questions, you're gonna get great answers, and those answers will lead you on the right path always. I don't feel like none of us have it all together. We go through things, and we have fallen into this status where we are more focused on engaging on social media. And this is like a message that I've been really thinking about we put so much effort crafting a post on Instagram than actually putting together questions to ask our loved ones. And for me, it's like we don't really know when it's the last moment that we're gonna have with our husbands, with our friends, with our moms, you know? So I have this urgency, like I want people to like realize this is a moment and you're never gonna get it back. How can you maximize that moment and make it the best that it could be? Okay, so one of the biggest takeaways from this event was that you can come to a place with expectations of how you want it to be and how you want the event to kind of like flow. But you also have to be flexible in what happens. Like if someone comes to you and that person is actually opening up and is sharing with you something about, that they're going through and, their story, you kind of have to realize if you put that person first and you value them and you let them talk and share, like you never really know if maybe that person doesn't have anyone in their lives to talk to go to, and you may be that person. So the fact that I had so many people come to me tell me I so needed this, like you have no idea, like, and to me it was just like, because sometimes we doubt ourselves, we feel like we don't have it all together. I tend to be a perfectionist, and as I was kind of like going through this event and kind of like thinking of ways that I could have made it better, I had women coming to me telling me how great it was. Okay, my biggest takeaway is that you don't have to have it all together, wrapped up in a bow before you actually step into action. Because the fact that Bethany had an idea and like in 30 days she was able to put this together in such a remarkable way shows me that it can be done if you want to, if you're willing, if you're passionate about it. So the fact that she had a tribe of women that she had invested all these years in, allowed her to leverage those relationships. And, it's like if you give, you will receive in the right time. So I am so empowered because I'm going to be planning my own event. And now that I know that I don't have to have it all together, I just have to put it out there and make it happen. I feel more ready. I feel more empowered, more like, let's do this.